Hello and welcome to Lockdown Mathematics. Today we're going to be looking at some exam type problems for calculus that could come out in your final exam. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first question we're going to be starting with is a first principles problem. So here they tell us determine what f prime at x value equals 3 is for the function of f of x squared plus 4, and that is 5 marks, and I will show you just how easy that is. Okay, if you watched my previous video on first principles and some examples I did, then this is relatively simple. So let's go straight to it. The first thing you should do is write out the general formula, and you should break it up into parts. So let's first find out what f of x plus h is, and then simplify that. So wherever you see x, you're going to substitute h. That's what I did. So 5 into x plus h all round squared plus 4. Right, so that was the original expression, but this time wherever you saw an x, you put a h. Right, the next step you would then do is you would subtract the original function, being f of x squared plus 4, right? And if you want to sub it all into the main equation, you can do that. So then you must remember divide by h and keep your limit until substitution. So 5 into, okay, so x into x is x squared, x into h is hx, h into x is hx, and h into h is h squared. And so if I multiply the 5 in, that all simplifies to 5x squared plus 10xh plus 5h squared, right? And there's the plus 4 as well. So then you're going to subtract the original expression. I always said keep your brackets so you do not mess up the sign. And so when you multiply that negative over here in, you get minus 5x squared, and the plus 4 becomes minus 4 divided by h. So notice that the 4's cancel, the 5x squared cancels, and you're left with 10xh over h squared divided by h. But if I substitute h now, it will be undefined. So I need to cancel that h by taking h as a common factor. And so h comes out, and I'm left with 10x plus 5h. Now when I'm getting my final answer, I'll drop my limit at the end. So wherever I see h, I'm going to substitute 0. So that disappears, and you're left with 10x. Now the question said, what is f at x value 3? F prime x at x value 3. And that's just 10 times 3, which gives you 30. Okay. So to double check if our answer was correct, you can use rules for derivatives, and this will become 2 times 5 is 10, x to the power 2 minus 1 is 1, and derivative of any constant number, 4 for example, is 0, and so our answer is correct. Okay. Let's look at question 9.2.1. We got g of x is equals to 2x minus 1 over 2x all round squared. So that's squared. That's 4 marks. So here you use rules for derivatives. So what you're going to do in this question is you're going to FOIL it out. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times minus 1 over 2x is minus 1. 1 over 2x times minus 1 over 2x times 2x is minus 1, and we know that minus 1 is minus 2. Then minus 1 over 2x times minus 1 over 2x gives you positive 1 over 4, x to the power minus 2. If I'm taking the x from the bottom up, it becomes a negative exponent. Okay, so that's our minus 2. And so if I want to find g prime x, that'll be 2 times 4 is 8x, and then derivative of minus 2 is 0. Minus 2 times positive quarter is minus a half x, and minus 2 minus 1 is to the power minus 3. And so that's how you get this answer here. Okay, that's how you get your 4 marks. Okay, and a common question that does come out, question 9.2.2, is we got x cubed minus 1 divided by 1 minus x. It's a very common question, so take note of this thing and give that a go. So I'm going to do that with you now. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to factorize this cubic function, right? So here you're going to get x minus 1 into x squared plus x plus 1, right? Divided by, so in our denominator, we need to reverse the role of 1 and x. So if I'm going to write it as x minus 1, I need to pull 1 as a common, minus 1 as a common factor on the outside. And that's how you swap the positions. And that's how we get this part here. Notice that x minus 1 will cancel with this x minus 1, which leaves you with minus x squared minus x minus 1. But it says we have the operator big D sub x, which means find the derivative with respect to x. So 2 times minus x is minus 2x, and derivative of x is that coefficient. In this case, it's minus 1. Okay, so these are the sort of questions that you should expect in your exam. And I will be doing more videos with more and more and more of examples, and I'll be starting my next chapter on cubic functions, and we'll release that soon, next week sometime. So until then, drop a like and comment. And if there's any questions that you have, drop it in the comment section and I'll get back to you through a video. So thank you and goodbye.